how you said economics? Child, I thought it was economics or economics. Hey, welcome back to my channel. Hi, this is Shar, and this is Real Reactions and Real Reviews about Shar. Welcome to my channel, baby. Hey, this is your auntie of reality, reaction, whatever you want to call it. That is why I'm here. Now, MUMU review time, baby. This is a new, sometimes I repeat, but this is a new MUMU. Not new, but it's a MUMU. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe is right here. Don't forget now while you're here, make sure you come back because I got some more to talk about. So today is episode number 2 for later daters. Child, now remember, I kind of sort of don't go according to how the story is played until we get to a certain part, and I'll mesh those together. But otherwise, I'm breaking each person one character at a time. I look at them as characters, and this was a really interesting scene. So we're going to talk about Anise. Remember Miss Fine, Anise, honey, Miss 62-year-old, professional, got a bachelor's, master's, doctorate, professional woman, got body for days. Well, she goes back and tells her daughter about her date with George. Remember George? Now, let me look at my notes. Don't forget I got my notebook here, my laptop to go over my notes. A little tipsy, had a little wine while I was drinking it, so I'm having a good time, so excuse me. But anyway, George was digging in his teeth. When she comes back, he was like digging in his teeth. Like, I was like, George, you on camera, bro, why you doing that? So when she comes back and she sits down, and he sits down, he tells her that he loves to watch her walk out because she got a juicy booty, and he is really attracted to her body. And of course, they play a little bit about the fact that he talked about she needed to be a little ghetto. She tells him that her Uber, George, you know what, baby? My Uber's outside, honey, so I'm going to have to go. And she was like, it was nice meeting you. He said, nice. Wait a minute, you leaving us right now, baby? The night is still young. She's like, excuse me? Night? It's daylight outside. But anyway, he wanted to stay there, but she was like, nah, honey, I'm gone. So when she's talking about him and her confessional, she had this really cute little bob wig on. I was like, go ahead, Anise, you looking cute. So he walks her out to the Uber. So Anise comes back from New York. Some days go by. She went on a trip to New York, I guess, for business. So she meets up with her daughter for like a little powwow. And she tells her daughter about George. And she overall tells her that he said a lot of things that were very, very off-putting. And she tells her about the 3 daddy question. Remember, she said she has 3 kids, and he said, they all the same pappy. That question, he also asked her if she had any work done. I don't think that I remember seeing that in the episode. Maybe they saved it for this one. I was like, what? George, you ask a woman that? So the daughter was like, he asked you that? She was like, yeah. And about the Atlanta joke, I cuss on here, so just so you know, I cuss. That he fucks around in Atlanta. I mean, he dates around in Atlanta. That's what he said. He meant what he said. You said what you said, George. You meant that shit. I know you did. And the ghetto joke. And so Angie was like, well, damn, I got blonde wigs. I mean, does that mean that I'm ghetto? She said, I don't like nobody talking shit about my wigs. Now I got a bunch of damn wigs, and he ain't gonna say that I'm ghetto. She was acting a little ghetto. But you ain't gonna say that I'm ghetto. Because I got some blonde wigs. Nook. And so they both agree that he was a little ridiculous. And so, yeah, he was a little bit ridiculous, too much for both of them. So they decided that, no, we're not going to have a second date with George. Bye, George. Bye. So Anise is getting ready for her new date, baby. And she has on this beautiful yellow or mustard colored low-cut jumpsuit. She says she normally doesn't wear a jumpsuit on her dates, but this time she wants to. And it's beautiful. It's low-cut. And so she's like, how I look? She's like, well, Mama, your ass is together. Your T-tods is showing. You're doing really good. So you ain't got no problems. And so you ain't got to worry about the girls, And so Anise said, well, don't talk about the Supremes because they ain't never been no trouble for nobody. I know that's right, Supremes. Yes, Supremes. Okay. So to my surprise, Anise is hooked up with Nate. Y'all remember Nate the Q, the Omega, the military guy who went out with the lady with the interesting name, and he was like, nah, she liked Jesus too much. Well, not like Jesus, but she likes church too much. Well, anyway, we'll talk about their date later. So let's go to Pam. Pam is the newest person. We didn't meet her last week. Pam looks good for 70. She's a retired flight attendant. She's been married twice, been single for 15 years, and she lives with her granddaughter. She took custody over her granddaughter when she was very, very young. I'm like, is this your daughter's daughter, your son's daughter? That part is really strange to me. Well, anyway, she's out here looking. Pam looks good. She quit her job. She met this fine rock guy, her first husband, rock star guy at 22. She quit her job and just started traveling with her. I think she might have been a groupie, a rock and roll groupie. And so that's how she got her first child, like a year to the date when she met her first husband. She got pregnant, and that's how they had, I guess, Zoe, which is Pam's granddaughter's parent. I think that was a father. I think so. But anyway, she lives near Atlanta. She lives like maybe an hour and some change from Atlanta, which is too far away because she said they just got the internet in her town. I'm like, damn, y'all just got the internet? So she said, I don't know. Pam is kind of, flaky to me. Some of the stuff I don't quite believe because she still sounds like she smoke about 50 packs of Cools when she wake up in the morning. And she got a bottle of brandy laying by her bed. Pam got some stuff going on. She got a cute little dog. She's a ball of energy. She's really fun. She looks great to be 70 years old. She really, really does. She says when she's putting on makeup, they said it's supposed to hide your lines, but for her, it enhances them. She's a jokester. She likes to do a lot of side jokes all the time. She has a parrot that they laugh alike. I thought that was weird. Pam, I think that she needs somebody who's younger. Because she has a young spirit. She's into Buddhism. She has a lot of eclectic things around her house, elephants, different things like that. She was married to her second husband. I think she said 15 years. So Logan tells her that tells us that her house looks like a shrine of the past because she has like her ex-husband's gold record on the wall. She actually knows the Beatles. She has like a signed picture of all the Beatles on her wall. Logan tells Pam that she needs to really stop literally focusing on things of the past and really embrace, like, what do you want out of life? Well, we find out that Zoe is about to get married. That means Zoe has to leave the house. So that means that Pam is going to be there by herself. Her whole life she's lived for other people. So now she has to figure out what she wants to do for herself. So she has this dog, and that dog, he needs his own show. Michelle Obama, give that dog a show. Because he was the star. He would look in the camera. He would be laid out on the damn floor like he didn't work all summer long. That dog had me cracking up. So Pam is a jokester. She really, really does a lot of like side jokes. And I think that she doesn't really take her life too serious now because it's been crowded with doing things for Zoe and all of the other animals at her house all the time. She said she was gone a lot because of her traveling as a flight attendant. And so she was there. She missed a lot of time on the land, like 21 days out the month. She used to work for Warren Buffett's jet company called NetJet. And then she worked someplace else before that. She just was kind of quirky. Well, anyway, her small conversations are very hilarious. But they hook her up with the guy named Robert. Now that whole scene with her and Robert really cracked me up. Let me go on and finish that. Pam, we meet Robert. Robert is super tall to me. He's 65, twice divorced, 16 years single, has one child, and he's a sound mixer. So I can tell you that they did not have like an immediate attraction with one another. I think that she ran late. They didn't put on the screen how late she was, but he said, I've been waiting forever. But I guess she doesn't like to drive in the Atlanta traffic. So he seemed like he was really anxious to meet her. So the first thing she does is when she comes to the restaurant, she complains about how many stairs. They're like, the hell they going to put us in a restaurant with stairs? Damn. I'm like, hello, Robert, how are you? That was her first words. And so Pam talks about so much stuff. She talks about being a retired flight attendant. She talks about working for the Defense Department and how she hates the world, how it is now, and that they need to build more trains and so that we won't have so many cars on the expressway. And Robert says he went to a radio frequency conference, and she was like, I'm going to act like I am interested about what you're talking about, but I really don't care. That's what she was saying. She might not have said it. She's like, oh, no, I really want to know. He was like, so you act like you really want to hear that I went to a radio frequency conference. So then she talks about Star Wars. She talks about the radio station. She talks about throwing up or puking. She talks about offing herself. She talks about quitting her job. Yeah, that's Pam. This is all the stuff that she's talked about. Then she goes on and on about her past, exactly what Logan told that thing not to do. So Robert says that he has an economics degree. And she was like, oh my God, I need somebody in economics. She said, I think I love you already. I was like, whoa, wait a minute, love? We talking that already? Then he says, I have an economics degree. And she was like, oh, is that how you say it? I thought it was economics, not economics. Robert was like, look, whatever you want, however you want to say it. Then he says he used to be a financial advisor. And Pam says, child, if you were going to be a financial advisor to me, you would have been like, girl, you broke. I was like, then she just burst out laughing. I was like, Pam, that's not how you make a good impression on the first day, boo. But she hasn't been out in a while, so I can't blame her. She told her granddaughter that the last time she's been on a blind date or a date, we didn't have computers. That was like in 2008. I'm like, we had computers back then, but she liked it. Like I said, she's a jokester. So Robert was like, girl, so what in the world are you looking for, Pam? I mean, like, what are you looking for? What the hell would work for you in a relationship? And so you could tell he's mad because you said, I got one line right here in my forehead. Robert had two lines. He was so disgusted with her. I had to pause that picture because he was pissed. And so she kind of talks about her past. She talks about her 2 ex-husbands. She talks about her first husband who died. She said, well, my first husband died. He was smoking a cigarette and then dropped the damn cigarette in the bed and burned up. He died in the house. He died at age 44. It's not funny that he died, but that fact is that he's asking her, what do you want? And she's talking about what she had. That's not what he wanted to know. He wanted to know what she wanted. And then she talked about the second husband is dead too. And she's like, I have that thing that I just killed men in my life. He was like, no, that's not it. He was like, he looked at us and he told us, on his little side interview, he's like, you know what? She did not really ask me hardly no questions about me. Nothing. She ain't said nothing. She just been going on about herself. So he told her that. He was like, so she said, so what is your star sign? What are you, a Libra? Are you a Leo? Taurus? She kept like asking the question, but answering it too. He was like, look, how about you ask me a question that you really want to know about? So she says, where are you from? Where you from originally? He said, oh, now you care about where I'm from. He said, all of a sudden she cares now. She said, oh, you trying to be funny? He was like, no, I'm just, you asked me nothing about me. Did you notice that? You never asked me not one question about me. And last thing he said was, oh my God. That was cute. So let's go to Miss Suzanne with the hair, honey. I like Suzanne. She's a cutie pie. Suzanne talks about her date. She was not into Frank, although Frank was a nice person, but because he has those younger kids, she wasn't feeling Frank like that. So they meet up and she goes on a blind date with Avery. Avery is 59, plays sports. He's very fit. He's been divorced for 10 years. Single. No, he's been divorced, but he's been single for 10 years. 3 kids, and he's a financial advisor. So they meet at this really, really jazzy spot. And she was looking all, I'm going to use the word, baby, cutesy, demure. She had on this pretty pink fringe dress that had pearls as fringe. It was so cute. It looked really good on her. She really wears the nicest things. I would dress like Pam. I mean, Suzanne, not Pam, honey. Suzanne, yeah. Yeah, Suzanne. So he gives her a huge hug. She was like saying, okay, I like that. She said, but where are the damn flowers? Avery came there. He ain't have not one rose petal, not a leaf, not nothing in his hand. I'm like, Avery, you're a financial advisor. I work with y'all. I know what you got. You got some coins. You could have bought her some roses or something. So they talk about college. He said he's from Alabama. I mean, he's from Georgia. No, he's from Alabama. I'm sorry. And she's a oh Lord. So you must be a Roll Tide and all of that. She likes the Georgia Bulldogs. So, but eventually they did have a connection. Come to find out that he was supposed to go to school for like science or something like that. But his brother went to school to be a neurosurgeon. Her husband used to be, I think, a sales agent for this place called Medtronics. They knew the brother. It was a small world. They wound up having that connection, and they bonded a little bit and talked and had some little flirty moments and stuff. And so he asked her for a second date, and she was like, I don't think I'm supposed to give you that right now. He was like, why? He didn't understand. I think that she didn't understand it either. So Allison, here come Allison again, coming disturbing the peace with the damn date. But that's what she's supposed to do. Come there, pick up her mama. So she shows up there, and she says, she gives him a handshake, and like, okay, that's cool. Mama, he's nice looking. He's handsome. So they get on the phone with Logan, and Logan's like, how was the date? And Suzanne was like, it was good, but he's not a Georgia fan. She's like, come on now. And he wanted to ask for a second date, but I told him it wasn't time for him to ask me that or something like that. And Logan tells us, she's like, what? Suzanne keeps her mind and her focus on dating like it's in the past. Like he's supposed to chase her. Like she likes to chase. Alan's just like, Mama love to chase, honey. What's going on? Told you I had something to drink. Mama liked that chase. So she's like, look, if he asks you for your number, if you want to talk with him, go ahead and talk to the man. Okay? Talk to him. See what y'all about. Okay? So the interviewer was like, I got a text from Avery, and he wants to have your phone number. She's like, yeah, no, give him give me his number. So Avery gave Suzanne the number. So that's all we knew about her. So the surprise date, let's get back to Anise. So the surprise date, well, no. Let me pause right there. Let's go to Nate. Y'all know Nate, the Omega. We met, the military one, the one who had the hip problem. Nate, after reflecting on his past relationships and stuff like that, Jackie shows up, his ex, his baby mama. So she's asking him all these questions. She knows what she look like, what she on time, what she do for a living, how old is she? He was like, wait a minute now, slow down, Jackie, slow down. Every time I try to answer something, you right there asking all the questions. Like, wait. Next time I'll pull out a camera, okay? So, but he checks her and stuff. He said, she checked a lot of the boxes, but when it came to religion, he's like, look, I ain't no church guy. He said, a lot of women in our age, they want you to be in church all the time. He said, I ain't going to church all the time like that. I'm known as a CNE. A CNE? What is that? Oh, CNE is a person that goes to church on Christmas, New Year's, and Easter. I heard back in the day, it used to be Christmas, Mother's Day, and Easter. Whichever one, I've heard it before. Jackie acting like, really, girl? Oh, I ain't never heard that before. Jackie, you heard that before. If you're this, you've heard that before. Girl, please. So anyway, we see him getting ready. He says he's going to take Logan's advice to make sure that he shows up a little vulnerable and have fun. So he meets up with Anise, and they both meet up. They both have like almost matching colors. He shows up with roses, as he always does, and they have really good conversation. She asks him the first thing, how old are you? And he said 56. He was like, why? She said, I'm 60, 62, something like that. She said, okay. He's like, she said, you never dated an older woman before, have you? He was like, no. He said, but I'm willing to try. He's like, okay. So they talk, have small talk. So he tells her, she tells him that she travels, she's been out of town, and he tells her about his injury in the military, how he used to jump out of planes, and how he fucked up his back, and he fucked up his knee. So he doesn't really have a chance to really do a lot of things that he really wants to do. So whenever there's a lady that he's interested in, they want to do things, he shuts it down because he can't, because of his disability. And so, but Anise is like a goer. She likes to travel. She's like, look, I just went to Dubai. I think that's what she said. I just came back from Paris. Somewhere she said she came back. She said, do you travel? He was like, no, I'm a homebody. She said, you're a homebody? Wow, I mean, you work out, you look good, you don't want to do nothing? He was like, nope, I don't want to do anything. She's like, wow. I don't know. Okay, well, it kept having a conversation. And so, they had small talk. And as they were walking out, she was grabbing onto his arm. And she said, oh, she said, you do work out, don't you? She said, them guns is tight. That was cute. That was cute, Anise, when you walked out. If you watches this, girl. If you watch it, hey, Anise. And you like, them guns are feeling noise, baby. Oh, she wanted to lick them right there. So he's like, yeah, I do work out a bit. But I think that in the end, as a niece, well, Logan talked to Nate and said, what do you think? Oh, we had great conversation, great chemistry. I wanted an educated person. Yes, yes, yes. He said, but what did he say? I think he said after reflecting, no, what did he say? He said that he didn't think that they would be a good match because of the fact that, what did he say? He said he tells Logan that he is not sure if she would be something that he wanted to have something that would pursue it like a long term type of. And I was like, what? You using this show so you can get all these women? That's what it sounded like to me. Or he still has Jack. Jack is the only constant there. Jack and we don't even see his daughter. Jack is the one who keeps showing up. Anyway, but unfortunately, but fortunately, Anise said the same thing. She's like, girl, I gotta have somebody. I can't have nobody that's gonna be a homebody, honey. I like to go. I like to travel. I like to run. I like to hop, skip, do all of that. And he can't do it. I'm cool. He nice now. He cool. We could be friends. But no, get somebody else to do it. Run me somebody else. So they both, were pretty much in agreement that they both didn't have that same, chemistry to that level. So they had like some little catfish segments. Like Nate was talking about, he had one girl who said her name was one name, but then when she showed up was something else. He was like, why you can't be honest and say what your real name is? And so the interviewer was like, Nate, you do the same shit. He was like, no, I don't. So on the screen they put George quotation marks Nate and his last name is Brown. I didn't know his name was George. So he does do the same thing. When it came to Suzanne, she said her kids had taught her about catfishing and ghosting. She said after the fact. So she was like, I never knew about it till I have to go through some stuff before they even tell me about it. Who else talked about I don't think Pam talked about it. For some reason, I don't remember her talking about catfish. She says, oh, that the guy had a pic of Val Kilmer and she thought that was him. And Anise and the daughters, Zoe was like, Grandma, that ain't no Val Kilmer. That's somebody who's using his picture. That's not really him. She said, well, that says it's him. Something like that. Like I said, Pam is a little loopy. And Anise said that the guy that she met who catfished her, he was like, had a picture in his profile that was like 20 years ago. So I know, like me, I know I don't look like I did 20 years ago, honey. I got this, my hair changes almost every year. I know I don't look the same. So yeah, she's like, when she met the person, he didn't look nothing like he did on the picture, which was 20 years prior. So that's a catfish moment. So yes, this was a good episode. I really enjoyed it. I didn't try to go line by line, precept upon precept like I did the last one. It was good to really enjoy it and find the funny pockets in there and just elaborate on it. But it's really funny to see how people in our 50s are going through this thing, because a lot of us are settled in our ways and we like what we like and we want to do what we want to do. And ain't nobody gonna come along and change it. And it's amazing that, Logan is telling them that if you want a relationship, baby, you're gonna have to change. You're gonna have to change something if you want something that's long lasting. So I can't wait to see how it progresses. I'm gonna try to do some binge watching of it to try to then do my reviews and stuff. But this is episode number 2. Oh, what was the name of the episode? I done closed my laptop and everything. The episode was called You're on a roll. You're on a roll. You're on a roll, I guess. I don't know. I didn't hear that. Maybe I missed it because I was taking notes. But it was a really good episode. I'm really enjoying this show. Thank you, Michelle, for seeing that the older people Generation X and higher, need love too. And sometimes we do go through 2 marriages. And I say we because, again, I've been through 2 marriages. And I have somebody now, like I said earlier. But yeah, it's a good show. And I can't wait to see what's next. So I'll be looking at that probably right after I record this. And don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Again, like I said, I was sipping like some sangria as I was watching it. So I'm surprised that I stayed on I almost said Target topic. A little tipsy, but I'm good. I ain't driving nowhere, y'all. Auntie is right at home. So y'all be good. Don't forget to come back, okay? Come back because y'all seem to like it. I got getting some views on it. So thank y'all for coming by, and I will be back in the next video. Bye.